Hello everybody, welcome back to Factorio. This is John Gillespie's Games and you're watching Factorio episode 58. Last episode I got a couple of silo builds ready on my Factorio base, and as you can see I kind of have a little bit of a problem with having too many circuits. That's a problem I can easily fix. Haven't fixed it yet, will fix it. Planned remotely over to Novice a beacon build, couple of rows. I did about 14 I think, 14 different lanes that they can go through. I'm going to replace all of this with that same concept alongside maybe going back to Novice. I'm not sure. So I migrated over here to Novice and I'm going to go ahead and start taking apart my setup that I have. And we're probably going to see our science dwindle a little bit in speed. Yeah, it's going to take a significant dip. Yeah, it dipped down a little bit, but we'll still be able to get some more. All right, and we are moving back up. Alrighty, so I have a little bit of a tile here. As you can see, I am starting to build legendary spider spawners. The idea is that they're all going to be legendary, so as soon as they are made, instead of sitting here potentially spoiling, they can go ahead and go to their respective locations. And I have a secondary system in case I get more biter eggs, just regular biter eggs. I can try to recycle them again. Bots, while yes, bots work, they get the biter eggs to where they need to go. I'd much rather them be on a belt system eventually rather than a network, or if they're in a network, they're on a closed loop network. They're not trying to go out anywhere else, because that means that I have biter eggs in areas of my base that, as you've seen before, may not be defended by Tesla turrets, but I may need to increase the bioflux. Let's take a look at my nuclear processing. I do have centrifuges being made of the legendary quality. As you can see, I got 3 of them here, and I have them all set up. As soon as they're ready to go, they get put into position. So if we take a look, I have 2 for my 235 reprocessing. Overall, just a couple here. There's not a lot. I still need to fill all these in, but I will slowly but surely get legendary centrifuges. I actually have almost 200,000, which is not something that I could say I had. I can continue this idea, this sort of blade idea, but just continue it. I don't know how well these trees are actually holding the pollution. I don't think they are. I may at least move them to the outer limits of my base. That way maybe they contain the majority of it instead of trying to contain it from within while other stuff is causing pollution. One of the things I realized I needed to do was I needed to double my chemical science production. As you can see, we have 11.4 per second chemical science. Now you think, okay, that's pretty good. That's more than 10 per second. That's times 16. That's a good almost 200 per second, right? Yeah, that would make sense, except for the fact that everything else, the next highest number is 19.6 per second. And all those science packs, as you can see, my logistics network are built up. And including the ones that are being constantly used, those are 27 per second. So I need to have this at least 20 per second, and even then probably a little bit more. So what I've done, basically duplicated this process down here. And as you can see, I don't think we have any downtime on any of my science packs. You know, it's kind of have like a little saw wave pattern there. It keeps going back up to about 200,000 and then drops down to 100. Until we can build up on the science again, we'll continuously have this wave pattern, because we'll have the train going back and forth. We pretty much doubled. We went from about 10,000 chemical science per minute to about 21,000 chemical science per minute. And it actually increased just a little bit there. As you can see, that wave, see that our science will stabilize. Well, a couple of passes have gone by through the mining productivity, and I am getting closer and closer to 1,000. As you can see, I am at a steady 226,000 science per minute. And this is all because every time I get a legendary biolab, I seemingly get about an extra 2,000 science per minute. So with that in mind, let's research a whole bunch. And you'll see, with only 17,000 and having over 200,000 science per minute. Oh, it's going up way high. Look at that. Oh, look at how high that's jumping. Oh my goodness, that's jumping up so fast. I see why, because it's 30 seconds research speed instead of 60. I did get research productivity to 43, so if I want to research again, I'll probably need to get some more Prometheum science. Well, it looks like I am going down to single frames per second. Oh my goodness. I just decided to add about 16 more lanes, and yeah, this is probably not the best place to hang out right now. I'm going to let that settle. We are heading towards 1,000 mining productivity. We're going to go up to 260,000 science per minute. 250,000 science per minute. Having less of those, having less of the chemical science packs, I'm kind of surprised. I'm officially exhausting my science packs, which means that I need to make more. Experiencing an issue here. Hang on. Wow, we are just pulling from the iron. We got mining productivity 1,000, and we're at 263,000 science per minute. And I think it is time that I go ahead and set up some more mining depots, because copper, I think we're doing fine. Yeah, we're doing fine on copper. It's iron that we are definitely lacking in. Alrighty, I have one setup right now. It's going to be my new and final mining setup. It occurs to me that with the mining productivity coupled with the legendary speed modules, we can easily mine more than a full cargo wagon of ore within a second. I do have a system that is pretty close to that, roughly about the same. That requires a lot of extra parts. I don't think I need all these moving parts anymore. This may just be even quicker. Yeah, that took no time at all. After some time, I realized that my science, I am needing to up these numbers. What I'm going to probably do is I'm going to have a space freighter making the automation science and logistics science. Let's see if we can't try to do that. And that'll probably be it for this episode. Okay, so I have my space platforms now, and I'm using the same setup as my space science platform. So we have jumped from about 1,800 to about 6.6 thousand automation science packs per minute. That's a pretty good jump. Alright, so my logistics science cruiser is done. I say it's done. I need to fix some stuff on it. I'm getting a little bit of a starvation of resources. The inserters are not getting the plates, as you can see down here. We're waiting on plates. Problem is, plates are getting used in our circuits, and they're getting used in our belts. And so we're at least making these ingredients, but I need to have plates available for other stuff as well. I don't get enough molten iron. This is probably going to be it for this episode. The automation science and the logistics science cruisers are technically done. Just to see what I could do, I do have some legendary automation and logistics science made. We are at 317,000 science per minute, which is well over a quarter. I'm thinking that this series is coming close to its end, and maybe I continue it with a new world, but my goal is to at least get 1 million science per minute. Now, if I can get that, that would be fantastic, but even if not, I feel like I can get pretty dang close. I think with this setup that I got going here, I can get at least over 500,000. Next episode, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my space platforms for chemical science and utility science. Now, this may not be something worth doing. It may just be more so I make on different planets. I will see y'all next time, and let me know if y'all want to see me start over on a different world. I would be happy to do that, but, play it by ear, see what y'all think. Y'all have a good one.